Yes, dear students, we are giving you working method to find the domain and range because domain and range involve various methods, especially range. We use different methods to find the range, but these are the simple working method, and these methods can be used in simple as well as in other cases. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, what is domain? Domain is defined as the values of x for which y can be obtained or fx or y exist. So let y is equal to fx is a function, then you know very well according to a definition of domain of the function f is set of x, set of the values of x such that y or fx exist. So to find domain we use or remember the following points or these. So take the values of x such that denominator of the function is non-zero. So whenever you find the domain in a function, you have to take the values of x such that denominator is not zero. That means if denominator is 0 for some value of x, then this value cannot be taken into domain. Second thing is square root is always positive. Square root आपका हमेशा positive होना चाहिए. It means for real function you will take the value of x. Okay, that is root square root is positive. If square root is negative for some values of x, then these values cannot be taken into domain. Right? Similarly, range is defined as the values of y obtained from x. Values of y obtained from x. Right? And range can be obtained in simple cases as by taking minimum and maximum values of x or x square, whatever the case. Then we can obtain the minimum or maximum values of y similarly. So this is the range. Okay, we will explain this by example also, and other cases using inequality method. So later we will use this once you know the inequality. Okay, and third is the given function y is equal to fx can be expressed in the form x equal to fy, and then we can find the values of y. Okay, we are taking some examples. So now we are taking example exercise 2.3 question number 5. Suppose this is your first part, fx equal to 2 minus 3x. In this question number 5 you have to find the range. Only range you have to find, domain is given to you. So question number 5, the first part is fx is equal to 2 minus 3x. Now here x is greater than 0 is given to you. Remember here x is greater than 0, x equal to 0 is not included in the domain. So you can say that domain is given to you and it is 0 to infinity. You know 0 is open interval, so 0 is not included. Now here, so by the first method we are going to find the values of y, that is range of the function. So you know here from the domain the minimum value of x is 0 and the maximum value of x is infinity. So here when x is 0, fx is equal to 2. When x is 0 in the function, fx is equal to 2. So, but remember this thing, because x equal to 0 is not included, so the value of y is also not included. Okay. Now the maximum value of x is infinity. Similarly, the maximum value of the function will be, so this will be when x is infinity, the value of the function will be minus infinity. So now here this is the minimum value of the function and this is the maximum value. So this is the range. Minus infinity to 2, both are open interval because these both values of x are not included. That's why the value of y obtained is also not included. Now second part we are taking fx equal to x square plus 2. Here x belongs to real number, that is given to you, that is this is the domain. So what you can say, x is minus infinity to infinity. Now here to find the value of y, or you can say fx, that is range. Now consider the maximum and minimum value of x square. You know when x is minus infinity to plus infinity, so when you will find the value of x square, then negative numbers will become positive. Therefore, x square, the minimum value of x square is 0 and maximum value of x square is infinity. So here we are taking x square equal to 0, then fx is equal to 2. Because this value is included, so this is also included. And x square is equal to infinity, then fx is equal to infinity. So the range of the function is 2 to infinity. So since here the value of x square is 0, so the value of fx is 2. Both are included. Because this is included, then this is included. So here the range of the function is 2 to infinity. Close interval. Now this is your identity function, fx is equal to x, that is y is equal to x. So whatever the value of x minus infinity to infinity, the value of y is obtained as it is. Again here, both values of x are not included. Similarly, both values of y are not included. So the range of f is equal to real number, that is minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, now we are taking one more question. Question number 5 here. Fx is equal to minus modulus x. So in this question number 5, you have to find both domain as well as range of the function. Okay, so again consider the definition of domain. What is domain? The values of x, set of the values of x for which y or fx exist. And remember, to find the domain, remember these 2 points. Okay, denominator of the function should be non-zero, the square root is always positive. So in this function you can see here there is no denominator and there is no square root in the function. Means denominator as well as square root are not involved in the function. So means the value of y, value of fx exists for all values of x. If there is any doubt, it means if there is any value of x for which fx does not exist, then we will not take that value of x in domain. Here, since fx exists for all values of x, so here domain is all real number. Right? Now, to find the range, you know very well that this is modulus x. Modulus x means absolute value of x. Modulus x is always positive. Or if you multiply this by negative sign, that is this minus of modulus x, it will be always negative. Okay? Simply you can write here minus of modulus x is always less than or equal to 0. So the range will be minus infinity to 0. Right? See this? Minus of modulus x is always less than 0. That is, the value of minus modulus x will be 0 or left to the 0. That is minus infinity to 0. Now, next, second part is fx is equal to 9 minus x square under root. Here you have to find the domain as well as range. Now here, factorize the function this 3 minus x, 3 plus x. So you can see here. So again, to find the domain, we have to remember these things. Denominator should be non-zero and square root should be positive. Because here function involves square root. So you know very well that the value of y or fx will exist whenever square root is always positive. So here we can say that the value of the function fx exists if 9 minus x square is always positive. Okay. Now these functions can be obtained, or the value of x can be obtained by taking these values on number line. So you know 3 minus x and 3 plus x. Okay. So here you know the value of the function will be 0 at 3 and minus 3. 3 and minus 3. Why we are taking these values? Because you know very well that a function becomes positive or negative, okay, by crossing the 0. 0 के right side में positive number है, 0 के left side में negative number है. So to find where the function is positive, where the function is negative, first of all we find where the function is 0. So हमने find किया first of all where the function is 0 at 3 and minus 3. Now take these values on the number line. Okay. Now your number line is divided in 3 parts. Left to minus 3, that is minus infinity to 3, minus 3. Minus 3 to 3, second part, and 3 to infinity, 3 parts. Okay. Now check the value of the function, okay, by taking value of x from this interval one by one. Suppose you want to check the sign of the function from minus infinity to minus 3. Then take one value minus 4. Here take minus 4. It will be positive and it will be negative. So it will be negative. So here square root is negative and the value of the function here does not exist. Take here minus 3 to 3. You take minus 2. Positive, positive. So the product will be positive. So that means the value of the function is always positive from minus 3 to 3. Here the value of the function fx exists. Now take the value of x from 3 to infinity. Suppose you take 4 and it is negative and it is positive. Again negative. So here the value of y or for x does not exist. So ultimately the value of function y is equal to fx exists from minus 3 to 3. So this is the domain of the function. Okay. Now how to find range? You know very well that since here the value of the function exists whenever 9 minus x square is always positive. So you can say 9 minus x square is always positive. 9 minus x square is always positive. Yes, next. So domain minus 3 to 3. Now how to find range? Suppose this. Since 9 minus x square is always positive, okay, you can see this here, okay, because here the value of the function fx will exist if 9 minus x square is positive, because this is the step or this is the point to remember to find the domain. Because to find the domain, this is the second point, you have to take the value of x in such a way that the square root is always positive, and the square root will be positive. 9 minus x square will be positive. In this way you can take the value of x as minus 3 to 3. Now to find range, 9 minus x square is always positive, or you can say 9 minus x square is always positive, that is, so if 9 minus x square will be positive, then under root 9 minus x square will also be positive. Therefore you can say that under root 9 minus x square is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore range is 0 to infinity. Is it correct or not? It is not correct. So this is wrong. Why this is wrong? Because to find the range, you are not taking the values of x into consideration. Okay, it is correct that under root 9 minus x square will be positive, but it is not correct that the value of under root 9 minus x square can go to the infinity, because here the value of x is restricted from minus 3 to 3. So that's why the value of y is also restricted, but from which value to which the value of y is restricted. This is how to find range. So now I'll continue this. Okay. Now I tell you how to find the correct range. Okay. Okay. So now, how to find the range? Now the question arises. Now you have obtained the domain. Domain of the function is minus 3 to 3. The function is this. So that is, this is the value of x. Value of x is minus 3 to 3. Both are included. Now, what will be the value of x square? So this is, now you can understand this with the help of number line. You know, this is your number line from minus infinity to plus infinity. Now here is minus 3 to 3. So now you can see the range of x. That is, x can vary from minus 3 to 3. Now when you will square this x square, you know, on squaring the values from minus 3 to 0 converts from 0 to 9. Similarly, the values of x in between 0 to 3 on squaring falls in the range 0 to 9. That is the range of x square will be 0 to 9. So here is the x square is 0 to 9. Right? Now you can use the maximum and minimum value of x square. So when x square is 0, the value of the function is, from the function 3. and the value of x square is 9, the value of the function is 0. So now the range of the function is 0 to 3. So in this case, you remember this. Whenever the value of x is restricted, then you have to obtain the value of y carefully. Okay. Now, next we are taking graph of some standard function as you studied. So first is identity function, right? So you know identity function can be expressed as y is equal to fx is equal to x, or you can say this is the identity function. Okay, and identity function is a linear equation as you studied in class 9 and 10. So you can draw the graph, but here the important point is you are not supposed to draw the table. Okay, with the help of the graph you are going to study how the value of y changes with respect to x. That is the trending graph, the trend of graph means how y changes with respect to x. So you can see here, as x increases, y also increases. So the graph will go on like this. Similarly, when x decreases, y also go on decreasing. Now next is constant function. So you know y is equal to fx is equal to k. K can be any real number. So now we are taking here y is equal to k. So here k is any real number, that's fine. Now we are taking, for example, x is equal to minus 3. So the graph of x equal to minus 3 is 1, 2, 3. This minus 3. Right? As you studied in class 9 and 10 also. Now next is polynomial function. So now this is a polynomial of degree n. Now the graph of polynomial depends on its degree. If it is okay, if the polynomial is linear, that is degree 1, then the graph is a straight line. And if the degree of the polynomial is 2, that is quadratic polynomial, then the graph is a parabola, and so on for the remaining. Now next is rational function. You know rational function is given by y is equal to fx px upon qx. Here px and qx are polynomials, right? So now graph of rational function depends on, okay, the ratio of the polynomial. Now here for example we are taking y is equal to fx is equal to 1 upon x. So here you can see that x and y are related inversely to each other. That is, as x go on increasing, y goes on decreasing. Similarly, as x go on decreasing, y goes on increasing. So here you can see the graph. Here, this is the value of x. Now, value of x increasing, the value of y goes on decreasing. This. See here. Okay, this you can see. So, as the value of x increases, the graph of y comes closer to x-axis, but it will never touch x-axis. Okay. Similarly here, as the value of x goes on decreasing, the value of y goes on increasing. This is for the positive side and similarly for the negative side. Okay. Yes. Now next is modulus function. Okay. So modulus function is given by y is equal to fx is equal to modulus x. Now you can define modulus function in another way. Here we are taking this. You know modulus of 2 is equal to 2. That is the absolute value of 2 is 2. Because you know very well that the modulus is represent positive value always. But similarly, if you are taking modulus of minus 2, then it will be minus of minus 2. That is again 2. Or in other words, you can say that, okay, value can be expressed as positive without help of modulus. Okay. So, to find the modulus of a number, it means put the negative sign. Okay. Put the negative sign. Okay, but whenever the x is negative, when x is positive, then take the number as it is. So, you can write it modulus x as x if x is positive, and if x is negative, then put negative sign. Similarly as here. Okay? Yes. So now you have to draw the graph of y is equal to x, right side to the origin, y is equal to minus x, left side to the origin. Okay. So when x is 1, y is 1, 1 point, when x is 2, y is 2, when x is 3, y is 3, the graph will be like this. Similarly for negative side, when x is minus 1, y will be 1. So this is the point. When x minus 2, y will be 2. So this is minus 2 and 2. Dark will be this. So these two graphs are mirror image of each other. Okay. Now next is signum function. Okay. You know signum function can be defined as y is equal to fx is equal to 1 when x is positive. Means more than 0. Y is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. Similarly, y is equal to minus 1 when x is less than 0. So, if you draw the table for this, then how you get the values? When x is 0, y is 0 here. Suppose now, you go on right side to the origin. Suppose x is 0.1, then y will be 1. When x is 0.2, y will be 1. So, the value of y will remain here for all x. For all x. So the graph will move like this. But why we are taking this? Okay, open circle, because when x is 0, y is 0, and when x moves right side to the 0, the value of y jumps to 1 directly. Okay, that means when x equal to 0, y cannot be 1. Therefore, this point cannot be the point of the graph. Right? Similarly here. Okay. Now next is greatest integer function. You know the greatest integer function. Fx is equal to this represent the greatest value of x. But it should be less than or equal to x. The value of x is always greatest integer. Okay, here. But this greatest integer is always less than or equal to x, as we studied earlier. So to draw the graph of this, we are taking the help of table to make the understanding better. So we are taking positive values. Suppose x is equal to 1, then the value of y is 1. 1.5, the value of y is 1. 1.9x, value of y is 1. So mean to say that if the value of x is 1 or more than 1, 1 or more than 1 but less than 2, the value of y is always 1, like this. If you are taking the value 1, the value of y is 1, 1.1, 1, 1.2, 1, 1.3, 1. So the graph will move like this. But as the value of x is 2, the value of y jumps to 2. So 2, 2. Okay. X equal to 2, then y is equal to 2. Okay. If you take the value of x as 1.99, then the value of y is again 1. So as x approaches to 2, x जैसे जैसे 2 की तरफ अप्रोच करेगा y की वैल्यू 1 ही रहेगी. बट जैसे ही x की वैल्यू 2 होगी, y की वैल्यू भी सीधे 2 हो जाएगी. तो ग्राफ यहाँ जंप कर जाएगा. ऐसे यहाँ पर चलेगा. देखिए 2 पर वैल्यू 2 है. Now 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, the value of y remains 2. And when the value of x is 3, the value of y jumps to 3. So 0.3 from 3 will be here. So this graph will be obtained like this. Similarly, I say like this. Okay, that's one. Right? Okay. This is the graph. Okay. So you complete this.